This is the Galaxy Note 4, the best phone Samsung ever made. Well, obviously. And I've been using it for the past 2 weeks and analyzing it, and the biggest adjustment they made is the hardware. And undeniably, the first thing you notice when you pick up this phone is the aluminum chassis that goes all around the frame. And it's chamfered basically on every edge and every corner, and simply elegant. The leather back is still the same, except that ugly stitching is gone, and it adds a really firm grip to it. And since it's made out of plastic, the back is removable, being able to tinker the battery and the SD card. So it's definitely easier to hold with those flat sides, and it strikes a really nice harmony between plastic and metal. It's simply captivating. But that doesn't change the fact that it's massive. Now, the Note 4 has similar dimensions as the iPhone 6 Plus, but since it has a bigger display, it feels compact. I thought it would just be unwieldy to hold, but I got used to it even though it has a giant 5.7-inch display. And I want to talk about this display. There's no other way to put this except the fact that this is gorgeous. And I held many devices in the past, but nothing comes near this. Now, the Note 4 has a Quad HD Super AMOLED display, which means it has 515 pixels per inch, and it's insanely sharp. All the text in the UI looks ridiculously high res, and you can tell the difference when you compare it to a 1080p display. And it's big, bright, the screen looks great outdoors, and it gets so dark to the point where you can barely see it. This Super AMOLED display is super vibrant, and there's many modes to choose from in the settings, which is awesome. But there's not a lot of apps that takes advantage of this Quad HD display. Even YouTube doesn't support it yet, so it's more of future-proofing more than just enjoying it right out of the box. But there's so many features in TouchWiz that takes advantage of this super high-res display. There's the one-hand operation that basically shrinks the whole operating system down so you can operate it with one hand. And you can shrink certain apps to make a small window, and it's actually really useful. And then there's a multi-window feature which basically runs 2 apps at the same time. Compared to iOS, which doesn't take advantage of their new bigger screen size, this seems like a full PC powerhouse. And this does have power-worthy specs. It has a Snapdragon 805, Adreno 420 GPU, and 3 gigs of RAM. So it should just blaze through the whole operating system, right? Well, not so fast. Although TouchWiz improved a lot, there are noticeable lags that I tend to catch time to time. For instance, when I press the More Options button in the camera app, it always takes a second or two to open up. So even though TouchWiz is getting better and better, the bloated operating system wouldn't be my first choice. But TouchWiz actually incorporates useful features now compared to the gimmicky features found from the past iteration. So I was genuinely surprised with how good TouchWiz became. And other than the occasional TouchWiz lag drink, this runs fast. The processor has no problem pushing the extra pixels, and it runs smoothly every task I throw at it. And this wouldn't be a Note without the Stylus. And at first I thought this thing was just foolish, and I really thought it wouldn't help with my daily life. But I forced myself to use it a lot, and it's really convenient. Highlighting and copying text is so much faster and easier, and just doodling through a boring class was really fun. And again, TouchWiz did a really nice job of taking advantage of it. The battery life was pretty good too. It's got the swappable battery, so if you need a spare, well, you got it. And the ultra battery saving mode is really useful when you're in dying need of extra juice. And I get roughly 4.5 to 5 hours of on-screen time, which is pretty positive, and it got me through a day and a half roughly. It hasn't quite improved from the Note 3, but I guess it's possible since it has to go through the Quad HD display. And even though they downgraded the micro USB 3.0 port to a regular one, the charging brick that comes with it offers insanely fast charging, 50% in 30 minutes and full charge in 100 minutes. And that's mostly true, and I wish all phones implemented that feature. Now, the camera. It has a 16 megapixel camera with optical image stabilization, and it can shoot in 4K. And the camera software offers tons and tons of useful features, including filters, shooting modes, and the settings. And it honestly takes the best photos by far from Samsung. It takes very vibrant and very sharp photos. Now, Samsung's image processing tends to over-sharpen everything, which isn't necessarily bad, but you can't get that bokeh you want when there's a clear subject and clear background. But other than that, it shoots very satisfying photos, especially in outdoors. And there's 4K video with stabilization, which is amazing when they're combined. And I give you guys some sample shots, so sit back and relax and enjoy the scenery. And at the end of the day, I can confidently say that this is the best smartphone Samsung ever made. And I was one of those Samsung haters, and the Note 4 really caught my attention with their new design of the display. Now, it gave me a solid conclusion that Samsung is heading the right way, and I can't wait what Samsung has up their sleeves with their next phone. Well, that pretty much wraps it up for today, and if you enjoyed this video, make sure to give this a like and subscribe. And if you possibly watched this video all the way up to here, make sure to comment hashtag Oompa Loompa so I know you watched it all the way up to here. Well, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.